You're most welcome, dear grade 12 students, to this video, which is about the vocabulary of Module 8A, Student Book, pages 114 and 115. There are 4 objectives in today's video. Number 1, we will derive the opposites of adjectives, adverbs, nouns, and verbs using a set of prefixes. Number 2, we will identify the difference in meaning between 4 negative affixes. Number 3, we will identify meaning of 5 phrasal verbs with go. And finally, we will use 6 given prepositions correctly. So please get your books ready and let's get started. I would like you to read these extracts, these 4 extracts and examples. Try to identify the adjectives used in each of them. Okay, take your time. Once you have finished, please continue. Done. These are the adjectives: inaccurate, unknown, inadequate, and unusual. The question is, are these adjectives roots, or did they receive any prefixes or suffixes? Exactly, they received prefixes. So these are the roots of the adjectives, and here you are the addition at the beginning of each of them. And any addition, any affixation at the beginning of a word is called prefix. What is the function of these prefixes? Exactly, they are inflectional morphemes, and they give us the opposite in meaning of these adjectives. Have you got it? Here you are going to find 3 categories of examples. Each of them includes an adjective. Your task is to identify the adjective and think of how to change this adjective into negative, how to get the opposite meaning of the adjective. Are you going to add the prefix in or on or other prefixes? Take your time and you can use your dictionary. Done? Okay, here you are the adjectives. It's logical that the elders help the young. The referee said that it was a legal play. Stories of Shakespeare are still relevant to the present time. Students are directly responsible for their homework. Because of his lightweight, he is very mobile. I like to be practical about the college I'm going to join. Again, these are the 3 categories. Category number 1 begins with the letter L. Category 2 begins with R. And category 3 begins with either M or P. Indeed, they look different, right? But indeed, they are articulated, they are pronounced or produced from the same place of articulation. So both are bilabial sounds. When we say m and p, they are pronounced from the lips. This is why, in order to change them into negatives, we use the same letter. L, illogical, illegal, irresponsible, irrelevant, and M, immobile, and impractical. You got the idea? Now, dear students, let's go to student book, page 114, exercise B. And I want you to complete the sentences using the correct form of the words in capital. In other words, change these adjectives into negatives, and you can use one of the 5 prefixes right here. Please pause the video now, take your time, to answer and then come for the feedback. Done? Okay, let's take number 1. Is your answer ready? He says, I'm sorry to inform you that this service is temporarily. Your answer, please. Exactly, unavailable. Something is unavailable, it means that that thing can be used. Temporarily means for the time being, for a short time. You'll have to come back next week. About your answer to number 2, ready? Exactly, the improper, the wrong use of medicine could have serious consequences, serious effects, serious results. Okay. Number 3, your answer, great. Many mushrooms are inedible. Inedible means that you cannot eat them because they are poisonous. How about number 4? Right. I don't understand what the note says. The handwriting is completely illegible. The handwriting is illegible means it is not clear enough to read. When your handwriting is legible, it means it's clear enough to read. Okay. How about number 5? Great. The authorities have not yet announced how many people have been injured in the accident, but unofficial sources say they are about 20. The unofficial means that the people who announced this bit of news are not approved by the authority. Stephen has always had a fear of driving over bridges. I find his fear totally irrational. Irrational means it's not based on logic. You got it? How about your points out of 6? Great work. So far we have studied how to use 5 prefixes to change adjectives into the negative form, right? And now we will study 3 more prefixes and 1 more suffix. Now read each of these extracts and answer the question. Extract number 1 says, and the crumbs disappear. The question is, does the prefix dis mean the opposite of something? Wrongly or badly, or too little or not enough? This is the prefix. How about your answer, please? What do you think? You can pause in order to give yourself time to think. Exactly, this means the opposite of. Okay, we can add this to verbs like agree, disagree, to nouns like agreement, disagreement, and adjectives like agreeable, disagreeable. Okay. Extract number 2 says, I'm asking that you drop this misleading advertisement immediately. How about the prefix right here? It's miss, right? How about its meaning? What do you think of its meaning? Exactly, miss means something wrongly or badly done. We can use this prefix to verbs like understand, misunderstand. You understand someone but wrongly. Understanding, misunderstanding, wrong understanding. You've got the idea? Extract number 3, and a piece of undercooked chicken. Under means, your answer please? Yes, it means too little or not enough, and we can use it to verbs like estimate, underestimate, developed, adjective like developed, underdeveloped, or noun like development, underdevelopment. Again, use the dictionary or a search engine to check the meaning of the unknown words. Number 4, how about the suffix less? Flawless. Flawless means faultless. We use this suffix, yes, to mean without or incorrect. Marketers want food to look flawless for the photo shoot. So they do whatever it takes, whatever necessary to be done. Your answer, please. Less means without. We can use this suffix after nouns to form adjectives. So this suffix changes the noun into adjectives. This is why we called it derivational suffix. Okay, fault, faultless, and endless, count, countless. Now for exercise D on page 114, complete the sentences using the correct form of the words in capital right here, and you can use one of these for affixes. Okay, now take your time, read at your own pace, and here you are the feedback. Speechless, unable to speak at all. Underfunded, it's not funded enough, right? Mismanaging the restaurant. It means that they managed the restaurant wrongly or in a wrong way. He felt completely defenseless, unable to defend himself. How about number 5? To disconnect, to cut the connection. How about the last one? Calculated, miscalculated. They calculated the number of people in a wrong way. How about your points out of 6? Great. Let's continue. Now, dear students, open your workbook, page 89, exercise B. This exercise covers or reviews all the 9 prefixes and suffixes we've studied so far. Take your time to read it and use the correct negative form of the words here in capital. Pause. Okay, answer the questions at your own pace, and then I'm just going to give you feedback. Don't forget to assess yourself out of 7. Here you are. Are you ready? Okay, improper, defenseless, inedible, underfunded, irrelevant, miscalculated, and illegible. Your points, please. Done? Okay, let's continue. As for exercise E, some verbs, nouns, or adjectives may take different prefixes. These prefixes may change the meaning of the word. For example, uncooked is different from undercooked. Now use a dictionary to check the difference in meaning between these 6 words in bold right here, and you can choose 1 or 2 of the answers in these 3 categories. Take your time, and once you have finished, please come for the feedback. Are you ready now? Let's take number 1. Uncooked means not cooked at all, that's right, whereas undercooked means not cooked enough. Very good. People with inabilities. It refers to the fact that a person or people are unable to do something, whereas people with disabilities, it refers to a condition that makes a person incapable of functioning like other people. Okay, when a person is uninformed, he is not given any information at all. Whereas the person who is misinformed, it means that he was given wrong information. Is it clear? Now in exercise F, we are going to study 5 phrasal verbs with go. What is the meaning of go through, go ahead, go on with something, go along with something, and go off? Use your dictionary and try to match, okay, the phrasal verbs here with the meanings right here. Take your time, take 5 minutes if you want, and then take this feedback. Okay, go through means to examine something, right? And go ahead, it means to start something. And go on with something, it means to continue doing something. And go along with something, it means that someone supports or agrees with something. Whereas when the milk here goes off, it means that it will become unsuitable to eat. And here you are the summary. Okay, clear? Okay, let's continue. In preparation for exercise G, use your dictionary to distinguish between the word joke, prank, trick, fool, deceive, mislead, and cheat. Take your time, take 5 minutes, and then continue. Ready? A joke is something you say or do to make someone laugh, right? Whereas a prank is a trick played on somebody to surprise them. And trick is something you do to make somebody believe something which is not true. As for the verbs fool and trick, trick here is a noun, whereas here it is a verb, and verb deceive. The meaning is clear in this example. He fooled the manager with the preposition into. He fooled the manager into believing that he is a successful businessman, whereas he is not a successful businessman at all. Mislead, to lead in a wrong direction or into a mistaken action or idea. And to cheat means to act dishonestly or unfairly to gain an advantage. Now the question is, what prepositions, similar to the preposition here, into with fooled, what prepositions do we use to form phrases with these words? We will answer this question in the coming slide. Complete the phrases with the prepositions in the box. Now pause, take your time, and then come to this feedback. Yes, to play a joke on someone, to mislead someone into doing something, to cheat somebody out of their money, to rip someone off something, to be deceived by somebody, to fall victim exactly to something, right? Now this is a self-assessment exercise. Do exercise A on workbook page 88. Take your time. I'm not going to read it with you, not to take much time. I'm just going to give you this feedback. Okay, don't forget to give yourself points out of 10. Here you are, the feedback. Done? You are going to do the same with the coming exercise. With exercise C, you are going to do the same. Okay, you are going to change these words into negative using one of the affixes we have studied so far. Pause now, take 7 or 8 minutes, and then take this feedback. Okay, done. Thank you so much. Thanks for watching this video. It will be available on Microsoft Teams. Till we meet again, goodbye.